Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, that.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move it coach. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on my double shit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket. Can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. So I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Keep on sobbing, got this bitch off the hand, got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, this is salt. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move it coach shit. Hey! One way. Coming up on my double. I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling? See, you locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black block, red drum, black and yellow air ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. Doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, what you do in life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we something authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they said they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move it coach shit. See me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on my double shit.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Damn right, I'm a UPK nigga. Straight out of one West, no contest. We the best to the niggas that's living, trying to contend with the stress. Going through the test, no access, cause you oppressed slaves. Niggas is dying off in waves. Living in dirt, now it's a grave. Niggas cross-talk through the crosswalk or the white chalk over the bodies of roads that you paid. Americans killing us, saying they fearing us. Put the drugs in the hood, now my niggas delirious. Put a gun in my face, all because of my race. Click, boom, flash, put some Skittles and murder my ass. Like a sheep to the slaughter, heart beating harder and harder. Baptized with these words, never dipping in water. So now we pray to the Father. Give strength to the Father that's looking for the marauder. That's fucking taking our daughters, nigga. It's wartime. Lights up, nigga, showtime. Got the green light on that ass, yeah, go time. Either boot up, shut up, but get your ass up. Cause we ain't got time to be playing this all fucked up America. Heaven for the thief, hell for the slave. Reaping what you sow, meaning giving back what you gave for a clean slate. You try to imitate, you was always fake. America, every city, state, this is your fate. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
Turn on the timeline, giving the rhythm to expose the intricacies of things. Vibe, who am I ain't shit, but getting lit is a pastime. So in a minute, I'ma pass out. I hope you get it. If you didn't, you can crash flying. Kinda simple if you feel it, past your last line. But it will confuse a bad mind. A damn shame. That's the exact thing. Don't get your ass fried. Bombs from the sky, rich devil lullaby. Then the nigga fly. Hope you got an alibi. Bombs from the sky, rich devil lullaby. Devil misses high. I can see him from the parking lot. Never finna ball out. Devils finna fall out. All out warfare, nightmares in the big house. They murdered us for years and thinking shit was gonna turn around. I never learned that this motherfucker burns down. Yelled in them streets. Told them to breach. All of you angels bring woe to this beast. You rule for a time, but we play for keeps. I pray to my Father, bring woe to this beast. Remember them times we hung on them trees. All of you nations bow down to your knees. Remember them ships, they brought us in fleets. Fuck they Apollo, bring them the heat. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, whoa. To America.
God is going to destroy this empire, man. You about to see famine in this place. You think them fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You got to put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man, because your day is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is going to bring judgment on this earth.
What do you mean not yet? Clap it up, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatham to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Hashem, Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And we've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth of the Bible since 1969. All right. And the truth of the Bible is that blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you are the Israelites that the Bible speaks about. You're the Lord's chosen people, and the whole Bible is for you and nobody but you, man. The whole Bible. Everybody in the Bible was from your lineage, was a black, Hispanic, or Native American, if I could put it like that. Everybody in the Bible was from your lineage, man. There's nobody that wrote a book in the Bible that wasn't. You know what I mean? Nobody. Even if you talk about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's your God. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and Israel had 12 sons. And that's why they say, blessed be the God of Israel. Not everybody, man. Blessed be the God of Israel, man. Everybody understand that? You feel me? Because the whole world is under deception. You know what I mean? They're under a deception of that the Bible's for everybody book. But the Bible is not an everybody book, man. The Bible is only for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You don't go into the Egyptian Book of the Dead and look for everybody in that. You know that's for the Egyptians. The American Constitution is only for Americans. You know what I mean? You can't use the American Constitution in Russia because it's not for, you know what I mean? It's not for Russians. It's the American Constitution. Well, the Bible is a constitution between the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and the Most High. You feel me? That's it. That's it. And we have a king. We have a king, a president, or whatever you want to call it. We have a ruler, and his name is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You feel me? and he ordains who rules and who's able to teach the Bible and who's able to give the orders of the ordinances of what's going on in this Bible. We have that, man. That's and that's the most that's important. That's very, 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 very important, because everybody else that's trying to give me Psalms 147 and 19. Everybody else that's trying to read our Bible is just there. If Paul was writing letters, right? Paul was writing letters. Let's say somebody wrote you a letter, right? And somebody went in your mailbox and took that letter, right? And opened it up. That's a federal crime, and they'll be going to jail. Those books in the Bible are written to Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? So then, therefore, everybody that's not an Israelite, that's not a Black, Hispanic, or Native American, that's going into that Bible and reading that Bible and pretending like it's for them, right? They're creating that's a federal crime. They should be rounded up and locked up and put in jail. Joe Osteen should be put in jail. Everybody should be put in jail. You dig what I'm saying? You dig what? Do you understand what I'm saying? They should be put in jail, man. 19, 147 and 19.
You know, oh yeah, Keisha Lena.
Yeah, put her name down.
Okay.
That's Shemaiah Wan's rib.
Okay,
yeah, I know. She said, "Hey, shalom, sis. Shalom. What's going on, sis?" Yeah, man, put her name down. Write her name down. Give her credit. She been coming to class and being in class, and she comes on Saturdays to the Sabbath service. Give that sister credit. You got that? Psalms 147, 19. Let's go ahead and go with it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Right. It says he showeth his word unto Jacob. Jacob is you Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Keep going.
His statutes and his judgment unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and Israel had 12 sons. So that's talking about the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans also. So he showed that Bible unto Jacob, unto Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and then the statutes and judgments to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. And we've been going over judgments for the past 3 law classes about those curses. Those curses, those are judgments for breaking those law, statutes, and commandments. You dig what I'm saying? That's a judgment. You know what I mean? So when a Black man and a Hispanic man, Native American man goes through those curses, they're getting judged by the Most High for breaking those law, statutes, and commandments. You feel me? So what are they talking about? Like the laws are done away with if they still getting judged for it? Because we get judged every day for breaking law, statutes, and commandments. Whether it's child support, whether it's the monkeypox, whether it's coronavirus, whether it's diabetes, high blood pressure, you know what I mean? No matter what it is, we get judged for it. Police shooting us down in the streets. The Most High knows what he's doing. The Most High knows what he's doing. And these heathen nations, they don't even know why they shoot you down in the street. They just shoot you down in the street because it's all in their spirit. You dig what I'm saying? Keep going on.
Gonna want to come, verse 20. He have not dealt so with any nation.
Right. He has not dealt so with any other nation. So the Most High has not shown his word to any other nation besides Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So Gandhi, they say Gandhi was a prophet. That's a lie. They say Muhammad was a prophet. That's a lie. Buddha, that's a lie. What's her name? Krishna, the Hindu god, whatever. That's a lie. All these are lies, man. All these are lies. Joe Osteen, that's a lie. Can't be a prophet if you're not an Israelite, man. The Bible just said that. I didn't say that. The Bible's saying it right now. The scripture that we're reading. Keep going.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
That's why Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when we do the same thing that all the other nations do, we get judged for it the worst. You feel me? When we go sleep with other nations, we damn near die. You feel me? We damn near die because we're not supposed to sleep with the other nations at all. They can do whatever they want to do because they're not under those. They're not under those strict laws of the Most High. They're not under those laws of the Most High, but we are. We the one that made the covenant with them, with the Most High. You feel me? We made that agreement with the Most High. So when we broke that agreement, we get the curses. You know what I mean? When we eat shrimp, pork, crab, lobster, we get diabetes, high blood pressure, and all that. Heart disease, cancers. You know what I mean? When we smoke cigarettes and smoke weed, we get cancers. White people smoke cigarettes today like 90-something. You dig what I'm saying? Because we got the rules not to do it. It's just like if you had a father, right, growing up, and he told you to be inside before the street lights come on. And then when the street lights come on, he looked down the street, you still down there playing basketball. When you get home, you're in trouble. But the rest of your homeboys not in trouble because the rest of the homeboys, the rest of your friends is not under those laws or those rules of your house. So why should they get in trouble? You know what I mean? We are the ones that need to be hold ourselves responsible for upholding that morality of the Most High. We need to hold ourselves responsible and do that. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what we teach right here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge on how to be better than everybody else by doing what the Most High says. That's how you become better. That's how you become perfect. Like Christ says, be ye as perfect as my Father in heaven. That's how you become perfect, is by keeping those laws, statutes, and commandments. It's that simple. It's not mystery. It's you know what I mean? It's not magic. You learn the laws, statutes, and commandments, and you do them. You feel me? I don't know what else to tell nobody. It's very simple. Is that it on that one? Oh, go ahead.
Praise ye the Lord.
Praise ye who?
The Lord.
Praise ye the Lord. Now I know what they're gonna say. This is the Old Testament. That's the Old Testament. Let's get that in the New Testament. Give me James 1:1. James 1:1. Now let's get that in the New Testament. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 1. That's in the New Testament. Oh, yeah. It's in the New Testament also. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mr. Christian. We're going to let you know. And everybody should get a pen and paper out. If there's any questions online, let's ask them. We good? All right.
Want me to read it?
Nah.
I'm good. You said James 1:1?
James 1:1.
This is the book of
Go ahead.
this is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 1.
Right.
James, a servant of God.
Right. He was a servant of the Most High. How do you remember? Yes, on Monday we had the scripture breakdown class, Romans 9:4, and it said the services of God is also given to the Israelites. The services of God pertain to the Israelites. So James must have been an Israelite because he's a servant of the Most High. He had to be an Israelite, right? That's my point. Go ahead, keep going.
In the Lord Jesus Christ.
And who?
The Lord Jesus Christ.
He served the King, man. Do you serve the King? You serve the King? So do I. We all serve the King, man. You know what I'm talking about? Keep going.
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
To who?
The tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
To the 12 tribes who are scattered abroad, greetings. There's somebody at the door?
No, but I don't think he left.
All right. So it says to those 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, he said greetings. Like, what's up, partner? You know what I'm talking about? What's up, brothers? That's who he's writing to. Is there any more on that?
He goes into verse 2.
No, we good on that. Now give me Deuteronomy 7:6. Deuteronomy is the 5th book of the Bible. Learn them books of the Bible. I'm gonna give you some homework.
7 and 6.
Yep. Same homework me and Caparad did.
No one want to pass him now. I can get to him like that.
Right. We did the homework. Me and Caparad did the homework. Real talk. We wasn't playing. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
For thou art in holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right. It says you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, are holy people unto the Lord thy God. What's up?
So you got a question. So this Salakia Adawan, So how do you cut that spiritual Israelite mess?
Who's that?
Yakayala.
How do you cut us? We cut it on Monday. Hold that. Go to Romans 9 and 3. Romans 9 and 3. We cut it on Monday. You know what I mean? Because according to the brethren, the kinsmen, according to the flesh, that's how you cut that. We're talking about spiritual Israelite. You know, I'm talking about Paul just said it was about the flesh. You feel me? I know, and I know it's going to seem carnal, but like, so everybody that look like you, no, not everybody that look like you. Everybody that's from the same bloodline. You dig what I'm saying? Captain Katazai ain't the same color as me. You know what I mean? But that's my brother because we come from the same bloodline. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got a brother named Iraq out there in Vegas. Romans 9 and 3. I got a brother named Iraq out there in Vegas. He a Judite. And you know what I mean? He's light skinned. But he a Judite though. You know what I mean? His father's a black man. So it ain't got nothing to do with the skin color. It got everything to do with the bloodline though. Go ahead and read it.
Romans chapter 9, verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ, from my brethren.
Right. So this is Paul talking. He said he wished he can go through what Christ went through for his brothers. Keep going.
My kinsmen according to the flesh.
Right. So he wish he can go down with it for his. He wish he can do what he went through for his brothers. Right. Then it says his kinsmen, and then it says his according to the flesh. Right. We already went through what a brother is. A brother is somebody from your nationality, from your nation, your countryman. Right. Same thing with kinsman. Kinsman is somebody from your bloodline, and then when it says according to the flesh, it's talking about your bloodline. We understand that. That's how you cut this. That's how you cut that spiritual mess. We talking about the bloodline, the flesh. Keep going though.
Got one concept. Who are Israelites?
Who are what?
Israelites.
And it says right there, who are Israelites? You just cut the spiritual mess all right down the center. Boom. You know what I'm talking about? You understand? You got that? You call y'all? He
text you like, yeah.
Yeah, no. Go back to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7-6. You should put your finger there to hold it.
He said, "Con, I don't want."
You know what I'm talking about? No sweat, bro. No sweat. No sweat out.
He said, which one? 7-6.
Mm-hmm. When I get with you, I'll get you some more precepts about it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right. Blacks man, Hispanic man, Native American man, you are a holy people unto the Most High God. You know what I mean? You know what that word holy mean?
I don't want to say nothing.
You know what the word holy mean?
Come on, sir.
What the word holy mean?
Separate.
Right? It comes from the Lashawan Quadash. It comes from the Hebrew word Quadash, meaning separate, set apart. You know what I mean? So when it says that you're holy, anything to be holy is separate. You feel me? To be set apart. That's what it means to be holy. All right, that's the Holy Bible. That Bible is set apart. That's a separate. The word Bible comes from the ancient word, the Latin word biblios, meaning like collection of records. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's a separate collection of records of a certain people. It's simple, bro. It's nothing spooky or nothing like that. Get the Christianity off of it. The Christianity gonna have you thinking it's something spooky. You know what I mean? It's nothing spooky. Your ancestors wrote records to leave for you. It's that simple. It's no different than Thomas Jefferson or whoever wrote the Declaration of Independence, writing the Declaration of Independence for the Americans today. It's no difference. It's no difference. The only thing is that we those men talked to the Most High. And the Most High told him what to write, and they wrote it. You feel me? It's nothing spooky, nothing like, ooh, it's nothing like that. It's very simple. Keep reading. So we're separate to the Most High, we're separate from everybody else on the planet. So, but we're closer to the Most High. You understand that? All right.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
It says the Lord thy God has chosen thee, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says the Lord your God has chosen you. You feel me? The reason why you in class right now and you ain't went nowhere because the Lord chose you to be here. The Lord could have chose Darnell from up the block, but he didn't. He chose Trooper Ayara, chose Trooper Kapayar. That's who he chose. You feel me? He could have chose anybody else, but he chose y'all. Same thing with young man Stephen. Could have chose Darnell from up the block, Tyrone. Could have chose Pedro. Could have chose Little Bear. But no, he chose you, brothers. Hey, we good, brother? What's good? What's going on? Yeah, you know, tomorrow you all right? You feel me? You see, you gotta talk to him, man. You gotta talk to him. You know, tomorrow they listen. They listen. But that's you feel me? The Lord chose us, man. Out of everybody on the planet, he chose blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Ooh, we should feel special. We should want to do. We should want to keep that. Want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, because the Lord could have gave that to anybody. You could be on the other side. You could be an Edomite. You know what I'm talking about? You could be a Chinese man, Japanese man. You could be an African. You could be an East Indian drinking cow's urine to help with the coronavirus, because that's what they believe. But you're not. You're the Lord's chosen people. You feel me? All right, go ahead.
Special people unto himself.
Right, a special people unto himself, right? A special people. You're special. When you came out of Egypt, man, y'all came out couple hundred thousand strong. You feel me? Waited 40 years, got your training up and everything in the wilderness. Then y'all went to go take over the earth. You feel me? With just and y'all was a little nation. Y'all wasn't the biggest nation on the planet. Y'all was a little nation. Matter of fact, man, look, hold that right there. No, just jump up to verse 1.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest.
No, whither
thou goest to possess it.
Right, the land of milk and honey. That's where he sent us to. Go to the land of milk and honey. Right, that's what he's telling you. When y'all go to the land, whither do y'all go to possess it? Right, go ahead.
And hath cast out many nations before thee.
Right, the Lord said, I cast out many nations before thee. You know what I'm talking about? We took you in there. We all the nations that was there, we cast them out. Go ahead.
The Hittites, and the
Girgashites,
and the Armajites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites,
Parasites,
and the Habazites, and the Jebusites, yeah. Jebusites. 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Right, 7 nations mightier than thou, greater than thou. You know what I'm talking about? But with the Lord on our side, we cast them out of the land of milk and honey. You dig what I'm saying? You feel me? That's what he just said. That's what the Lord just said. We cast them out. Keep going.
And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee.
Right, he delivered them to you, man. Like Christ said, like Christ said, bring my enemies hither and slay them before me. The Lord delivered them into your hands. Go ahead.
Thou shalt smite them.
We should do what?
Smite them.
That's what we did to take the land of milk and honey. To get that land that somebody already lived in, the land of Israel, our land, we had to fight, and we had to go to war. You dig? Go ahead.
And utterly destroy them.
And do what?
Utterly destroy them.
Hey, man, what's going on? You good? Yeah, you good, man. Just go night, bro. Feel me? Take a little nappy nap. When you wake up, you'll be at the crib, and then you can raise hell with your pops. Go ahead.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them.
We should do what?
Make no covenant with them.
He said, don't make no covenant with them. We destroyed them. We destroyed the other nations. We don't make covenants with the other nations. We don't make agreements with other nations. We don't deal with politics with the other nations. You feel me? Martin Luther King made a covenant with the other nations, right? And the other nations, the same nation that he made a covenant with, killed him. Shot him down, shot him in the face. Shot him in the face. Don't make no covenants with these people. You feel me? Why are we gonna make a covenant with them? We already made a covenant with the Most High. The Most High is definitely more powerful than these other nations. Definitely. You dig what I'm saying? All right. Go. We can jump back down to 6.
On the top.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is chapter 7, verse 6 of Deuteronomy, the book of Deuteronomy. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right. Keep on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right. So he told you to be a special people to himself. You know what I mean? To be just like the Most High. To be made in that image of God. What, somebody said something?
Oh, we got a mad face. Like, you know, always thumbs up.
It could be an accident. Who cares? As long as they be mad over there. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
All above all people that are upon the face of earth.
Hold on one second. Keep your composure. Keep your composure, Rock. It's my bad. You ain't got to start over. Started from that last precept. So like,
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. We're above all people that are upon the face of the earth. We are above them. The Bible just said it. I didn't say that. You feel me? The Bible said it. We're just reading the Bible. We're at Deuteronomy 7 and 6. The Bible said it. That don't sound like equality. Does that sound like equality to y'all? No, that's not equality. That is somebody ruling over somebody else. There's nobody equal. There's nothing equal. You know what I mean? I have to take orders from somebody. Y'all have to take orders from somebody. You feel me? Commanding General Yohana take orders from Christ. There's nobody, you know what I mean? Somebody has to tell somebody what to do. So you feel me? And anybody that don't like that, hey, they don't care. They don't care about this Bible. They don't care about this nation. They don't care about their people. Because when we go into battle, when we go into war, everybody can't be chiefs. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna have to be a soldier. Everybody can't be the highest ranking man telling everybody what to do. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what we see all the time when somebody don't like a church, when somebody at the church, a deacon at the church or something like that, don't want to do what the pastor say or something like that, what they do? They leave that church and go start another church. You know what I mean? Just like with the fake Israelite groups. They don't like what happens there, and they don't like the you know what I mean? They leave that group and go start another Israelite group when they should be coming here and becoming a new creature in Christ. They should be coming here to the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge and resurrecting the temple. You dig what I'm saying? That's where they should be going. They should be going to go start on new Israelite groups. Now they got like 60, 70 different Israelite groups out here. You know what I mean? 60, 70 different Israelite groups. That's confusing. And the Lord is not an author of confusion. That's confusion out there, man. That's it on Deuteronomy 7 and 6, right? Let's do this. Let's jump into Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. Where we leave off? Y'all remember where we left off last time? 48. And pull up those yokes of iron. 48. Go to 15. Yep.
You talking about Deuteronomy 48 and 15?
28.
Awesome.
Deuteronomy chapter 28. That's where you find the curses at. The first 15 verses are blessings. The rest of it is nothing but curses. There's more curses than there is blessings, but the blessings outweigh the curses. You dig what I'm saying? Because he went in specifics on the curses. Went in specific on the curses because he wanted you to know who Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans was because of these curses. Whenever you want to start.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right. If you don't listen unto the voice of the Lord thy God, where do you find the Lord's voice at? Copy R?
In the I.S.U.P.K. Or like in the Bible.
There we go. There we go. In the Bible. There you go. There you go. Most High in Christ. Remember, simplicity. All right. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To do what?
All his commandments.
To observe, to do all of his commandments. Not some of his commandments, not the 10 commandments, not the ones that you remember. All of his commandments. You know what I mean? And don't let that freak you out and make you worry about everything. You know what I mean? If you're gonna know him, you're gonna know him. But you don't have to. You don't have to. What can I say? You don't have to be a worrywart about everything. You dig what I'm saying? You don't have to be a worrywart about everything. If there is no law, it's you know what I mean? Don't worry about it. It's not expedient. Where there is no law, it can't hurt you. You dig what I'm saying? All right. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes.
So the word observe, right? Give me another word for observe.
To comprehend, to look and to understand it.
All right. Go ahead. Keep reading. I can tell you've been watching the classes.
I command thee this day.
You do what?
Command thee this day.
Right. You command that he commanded us that day. The Lord gave us an order. Do you want to defy the Lord's orders? No. The Christian church defies the Lord's orders all the time. You know what I mean? If you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native American and you're in not in this school, you're defying the Lord's orders. Man. You see how that just put everything in perspective? If you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native American and you're doing anything else other than in this school, you're defying the Lord's orders. You're defying them. Because the Lord said there's only one spirit, one baptism. There's only one place. When a fake Israelite group come out with a whole different spirit, that's more than one spirit. The Lord only said there's one body. And that's here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And you know how we know? Because we go to war. We go to battle. And I.S.U.P.K is victorious in battle. All right.
Huh?
Go splash some water on your face.
Oh, you can see.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Am I boring? I'm boring you?
No,
Go splash some water on your face. Wake up. But we go to battle. Debates, all that. Captain Tazariak is famous. Captain of 13,000 Tazariak is famous on Clubhouse. Because he destroys doctrines on Clubhouse. Captain Kata's not famous on Clubhouse because they destroy doctrines on Clubhouse. Captain Mashak is famous all over the YouTube for destroying people on the street. You know what I mean? Destroying people on the street. People coming up to him asking him outrageous questions. Why did the white people go to the moon? And he's pulling out scriptures showing them that. Ooh-wee. You know what I mean? Like we go to battle all the time against everybody. You know what I mean? Officer Dawadah said when he was a trooper, he's seen Christianity, Islam, the Egyptology and Kemet, whatever the Pan-African is. He's seen them all destroyed within a month. You know what I'm talking about? Within a month, all of them was destroyed. Hey, gosh, they call Captain Zaryak the Kemet killer. You know, like, you dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? Like, we undefeated. The I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, is undefeated. And it's not by being soft on brothers and like the Christian church. It's about keeping the protocols that have been set up by the men above us. You know what I mean? By wearing your all black. You feel me? By wearing your all black and submitting yourselves to the men above you, and not teaching as a trooper, not trying to teach as a trooper, just being quiet, shutting your mouth, learning and reading. You know what I mean? That's because that's what you do as a trooper. Then one day you'll be able to teach. Let's keep going.
I command thee this day that all curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. Now all the curses are going to overcome thee and overtake thee. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 28:48.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
Right. We're going to serve our what?
Enemies.
We're going to serve our enemies. We're going to serve our enemies. Our enemies friends? Enemies are not friends. Enemies are somebody that you got plex with. The ops. Let me say it like that for all the young folks. The ops. You got plex with them. You got problems. Your enemies. The opposition. What else? What else they call them nowadays? I don't know. You know, I'm not young no more. I'm getting older in life. But go ahead.
Against thee.
You shall serve your enemies.
Yeah. Thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Right. The Lord sent these white people against us because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. Because we didn't want to keep what he said. He sent a nation He sent a nation at us. A nation that the white man is a devil. He's a fierce person. You know what I'm talking about? He's a deceiver. He's a fierce person. It's gonna get into that. Keep going.
In hunger and thirst and in nakedness.
It's when you see a comma, that's a pause. Okay. So it says in hunger, pause. You feel me? So it says in hunger, right? Our grocery stores. Do we own our grocery stores? Do we own H-E-B? Do we own Tops? Do we own Piggly Wigglies? Trader Joe's? Whole Foods? It's all owned by oppressors, right? You feel me? What about Burger King? Whataburger? McDonald's? Taco Bell? It's all owned by oppressors. It's all owned by oppressors. So we're going to serve our enemies and all that. In hunger. When we're hungry, we got to go to our enemies for it. Keep going.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. We all like bottled waters. Do black people own bottled waters? Bottled water company?
Wow.
Well, we own one. It's called Just Water. Yeah. And they have a delicious lemon water. That's delicious. It's delicious. I let Officer Dawada taste it. It's delicious. It's refreshing. I just can't afford it. Yeah. I just can't afford it, but it's refreshing. It's a good water to drink. You know what I mean? Once we get some affordable water, that's what we're gonna buy that. We're gonna buy those waters. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather buy from a Black, Hispanic, and Native American any day than an oppressor. You know what I mean? If you want to collect rainwater, it's illegal. Let's say you don't pay your water bill. What happens? They shut your water off. In water. In thirst. We're gonna serve our enemies in water. Go ahead.
And in nakedness.
And then what?
Nakedness.
You got clothes on?
Hold on, come on.
You got clothes on right now? Where'd you buy your shirt from?
The gas station.
But who's it owned by?
Was it Indian?
It was Arab. Yeah, Arabs.
The company that made the shirt.
Yeah, I was getting there. What about the company that made the shirt?
Probably about white people.
Yeah, or is there's more likely Chinese. It could say made in China. Yeah, he's gonna say made in China probably.
That's where everything comes from.
I'm waiting on.
Made in Pakistan.
Oh, made in Pakistan. Okay, so Arab sell Arab shirts at the Arab store. Ooh wee. You see how they can keep their money in their neighborhood where they want it. You know, tomorrow they take their money and they don't live around here. They go live somewhere else in the Arab neighborhood. I know the t-shirt shop down there is owned by Chinese people. And those shirts say made in China. I know that for a fact because I buy shirts from there. You know what I mean? Even if we want to get like the go get cotton fields, the raw textiles and stuff like that. You know how to sew it, how to make the cotton into like cloth. Me neither. That's a lot of knowledge that we don't have. That's a lot of knowledge that we don't have. Even if you had cloth, right? Your mama sew? Your mama not a sew? Most High in Christ, mine don't. Your rib sew? Oh man, my rib don't. I don't know how to sew. My mama don't know how to sew. You feel me? But Most High in Christ, maybe you can get her to actually put some work in. You feel me? Put some work in. Get some materials. Make you a garment. You know what I mean? You too. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna still just be looking. You know what I'm talking about? Because the women I run into and the people they don't know how to sew. I'll be like, yo, you don't know how to sew? Nah. You ever tried? Nah. But they know how to twerk though. They practice that. They practice how to roll a blunt. You know what I mean? Only women I know that know how to sew is the women in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Because they make it a priority to learn how to serve their nation. Just like you go out to camp and you come to class and you do, you know what I mean? They use their sewing techniques and cooking techniques to learn how to serve the nation. No sweat, let's keep going.
Sir. In want of all things.
And in one of all things. Brother, you die. If you die, your daddy can't bury you in your backyard. Because they don't have a death certificate. When you're born, you can't be born without a birth certificate. You don't have a birth certificate or social security card, you just don't exist. You feel me? You just don't exist. Right? You're right. Am I right? When your son was born, they brought in a birth certificate, had you sign it and your rib sign it, and right? I'm trying to tell you, they got it. They took his footprints and everything.
What like numbers to them?
Basically, if you want to get married, right? See, here we get married different way. You know what I'm talking about? Because sex is marriage according to the Bible. But to the world, if they want to get married, they have to go to who?
The white man.
Yep. If they want to get their name changed, right, they have to go to who?
The white man.
Right. What's your name? What's your name? You're no longer what they called you in the world. The Most High knows you as Kapiyar. The Most High knows you as Ayara. The Most High knows me as Kabar. The hell what the enemies say. All right? What the hell is that? Mosquitoes? You go ahead, keep reading.
Can I answer?
Take care of my God, man.
Can I?
I'm trying to letting everybody know I'm drinking the brew.
And in one of all things.
Uh-huh.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
A what?
A yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Do you have the pictures of yoke of iron? Put them yoke of iron up on the screen. And he should put a yoke of iron around thy neck. Who put a yoke of iron around our neck? That's a trick question. I'm gonna let you know right now. It's a trick question. Who, Daxton? Who put the yoke of iron around our neck? Yeah, you get to smiling because you want to learn this. No, for real, that's a question though. Who put the yoke of iron around our neck? That is a trick question though.
He even has a little statement on the next bit.
Go ahead.
The Edomites,
Who else? It wasn't only the white people.
the conquistadors.
It was they're white people too, but it wasn't only white people that put it. It wasn't only them that put a yoke of iron around our neck. You know, in the Bible, we had a slavery in Egypt, a slavery in Assyria, a slavery in Persia, a slavery in Greece. You know what I mean? We was enslaved to every nation on this planet, and all of them put yokes of iron around our neck. They're all of them are our enemies.
I think we got someone that don't know, but Keisha said Egyptians with a question mark.
Yes, Egyptians put a yoke of iron around our neck. Yes. Yes. All nations have put a yoke of iron around our neck. They're all our enemies. We got. They're all the ops. Say that. You know what I mean? Keep reading up. Verse 49. You got the pictures up though?
Kind of constant.
All right, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
It has a little statement next to you. You want me to read it?
What did it say?
It says, an iron mask with hooks around the neck to stop slaves running away or resting.
Uh-huh.
The mask also stops the slaves from eating or drinking due to a flat piece of metal which goes into the mouth.
Yeah.
The shackles and the spurs would also have made it difficult for captured slaves to run away.
Right. And then also some of them they have like a what's the name with a bell on it, like a cowbell. That way, if you get to running away like a runaway slave and shit, they get to find you because every time you move, the bell goes ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. You feel me? Then when they get at you, they'll chop your hand off, chop your hand off, chop your leg off, chop your foot off. So you ain't doing it no more.
Or put that thing like in Jingo, which is true. They would mark you, and they would go sell you because they now when people buy you, they know that you gonna try to run away.
Yeah, you're a flight risk.
And that's the same thing they do today.
Right.
With the courthouses, they think you gonna leave.
Oh yeah,
they label you as flight risk.
Yeah, they deny your bond.
Yeah,
nah, we can't let him go. He too powerful. He might run and he get away. Yeah. You know what I mean? No bond. All I did was didn't pay no parking tickets. No bond. Yes, you feel me? We think it's like it's a setup. You know what I'm talking about? Because it is a setup. It's all a setup. It's all. You ever heard of school to prison pipeline?
School to prison pipeline?
Yeah, the schools in the hood give you bad education, and that way they don't give you no way out except doing crimes. So that way you go from school, high school graduate to prison pipeline. That's why schools in the hood are so effed up. I went to school there too, and I learned nothing but to do wickedness. Nothing but to do wickedness. Nobody helped me out with college applications and anything like that. Really, if you wasn't playing sports and good in sports, you was just, you know what I mean, on your own after that. You dig what I'm saying? If you didn't go to college for playing sports, you was just in the streets after that, working at fast food restaurants. Unless you had a older man around you to come tell you to go get a trade or go do something, go do this, go do that. Now you was just selling drugs and trying to make a way out of no way. Real talk, because your mama don't care nothing about you. Your mama have you working a McDonald's slavery. You know what I mean? Tell you to make sure you could try to become manager because they think them working at fast. They think women think working at fast food and becoming a manager or becoming a overseer over somebody else's restaurant establishment. They think that's making it.
Sure, I don't think I'd be doing well if my dad didn't, help me.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. But that's what women think. Women think that working a slavery and getting a promotion is making it. That's why when you go to fast food restaurants, who do you see as general managers? Women.
The white man or the women are the general manager, but when you look inside, like the restaurant, you see
Yeah.
like African American or Hispanic or something.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't think I ever seen a white McDonald's
general manager. I've never seen a white McDonald's general manager. Never. All I see is Black, Hispanic, and Native American people as being general managers of those establishments, because they know that's what keep us there. We won't try to progress. You know what I mean? We won't try to progress, and that's that school to prison pipeline. You feel me? Keep going on. Verse 49. Come on up.
The Lord, it's like this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Right, that's a curse. The Lord should bring a nation against us from far. Right? When Christopher Columbus came here to these shores, right? Did he come from across the river? And he came from across the ocean, from far. You feel me? He didn't come from close. He came from far. And he's gonna bring a nation against us from far. Keep going.
From the end of the earth.
Right. He came from the old world and came over here and called this the new world. From the end of the earth. He came from a whole nother part of the earth. You know what I'm talking about? That was the old world. He came up here and this was the new world. You talk? Good.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
As what?
As swift as the eagle flieth.
Right. All the nations, when all the nations have their own little animals, right? But when the Edomites took over those nations, start calling themselves by that name, right? They switched their national animal or national, whatever they call it, national, man, what would they call it? They switched it to the eagle. You know what I mean? They're not the real Russian, but when they took over Russia, it's the eagle. You know what I mean? They're not the real Spanish, but when they took over Spain, you know what I mean? They switched it to the eagle. Same thing with when they have a movie about Rome called The War Eagle. With is it called War Eagle? I think it's called War Eagle with Channing Tatum, and he was a Roman soldier. Because when they went into battle, they used to carry an eagle. You know what I mean? That way nobody captured that eagle. As long as that eagle stood flying, as long as they still had that eagle on that staff, like the war was still on. You dig what I'm talking about? Same thing in America. You look at the back of a dollar, it has an eagle. The seal of America has an eagle on it. Because the eagle is the highest flying, soaring bird, and it looks over everything. And even that's going extinct. You dig what I'm saying? Because they want to oversee everything. They want to look at everything. That's why they're in everybody's nation. Everywhere they go, they put a military base there and they don't leave. They don't leave. When they say they left Saudi Arabia, was it Saudi Arabia? Afghanistan. When they said they left Afghanistan, I said they left Afghanistan. You know what I'm talking about? That's not what white people do. You know what I'm talking about? White people go fight and defend that. You know what I'm talking about? With their lives. Well, they said they left it. I said, oh, the end is near. Gotta be near. You know what I'm talking about? White people leaving. You know what I'm talking about? That was Trump in the White House, boy. He ain't going nowhere. We would be right back at war again. You know what I mean? We was in Vietnam, 50, 60 years ago? Boy, they still in Vietnam. They still got a military base in South Korea, Vietnam. You know what I'm talking about? They got a military base in Taiwan.
The other day they said the World War III is it's already began.
I think China and U.S. are going at it right now.
Over Taiwan.
Yeah, over Taiwan. They want them out of Taiwan because that's too close to China. You know what I'm talking about? Japanese are pushovers. You feel me? So they ever since World War II, they've been friendly with ever since America dropped them atomic bombs on Japan. They just been whatever you want. You know what I mean? For real. I'm serious, bro. I'm serious. Ever since they dropped them bombs on Nagasaki and what's the other one? Nagasaki and Hiroshima. They should hate them, but they don't. They want to be best friends with America, boy. They know America gonna drop them bombs. That's what they know. They know the white man's gonna drop them bombs. Go ahead. Bombs over Baghdad, boy. They gonna drop them bombs.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Right. When Christopher Columbus came over here, he was speaking Italian. He's Spain. Oh no, he was speaking Spaniard. He was speaking Spanish. He's Italian speaking Spanish. Ain't that something? How you Italian speaking Spanish? But what's the name?
That's what they, because it's like
Latin. It's all Latin.
Yeah, Latin.
Yeah, it's all. I know. You know, I'm just. I know, bro. You feel me? I'm well versed. You feel me? But but when the Tainos didn't understand what they was talking about, you know what I mean? The native tribes over here did not understand what they were talking about. They didn't understand them languages, just because Spanish is a slave language. Portuguese is a slave language. French is a slave language. English is a slave language. All of that is Italian, a slave language. All that is, we speak nothing but slave languages. That's why coming to Sabbath service, right? And reading that Lashawan Kodash or the ancient Assyrian, that's why that is so important. That's why that is so important, because you're taking your culture back. You're getting your history back instead of, and then even now that when over there in Israel, right, they speak Yiddish, so they say the E, the B, G, D, he. They don't speak they don't say the ah, the ba, the ga, the da, the ha. It sounds so effeminate. You know what I mean? They say Elohim. What do we say? Allahayim. You know what I mean? Boy, like that Allahayim sound like who? You know what I'm talking? You feel me? You know what I mean? Like they say Yahweh. Yahweh. That sounds like some Yeshua. Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm talking about? Them sound like some niggas you don't want to mess with. No, I'm good. I'm leave them alone. Why? Good. Yahweh, yeah. You know Yahweh Shai looking for you. Who? You feel me? Who looking for me? You know what I mean? What's up?
I was gonna say, like, what would they say for like our other one?
Hell, I don't know. I don't speak Yiddish. Yeah, they speak Yiddish. That's why it sounds so effeminate. Nah, I don't know, but it sounds so effeminate. I'm gonna look into that. Let's keep going. Keep reading.
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, dang, I forgot that.
Speak louder. You're on the mic. Like.
Oh no, it was a question I asked you last time that I think you told me to ask you again Wednesday.
What was it again?
I forgot. That's what I was like. Oh,
yeah, you gotta have to remember that. Remind me, and I'll call and get the breakdown on it. I forgot all about it. I remember now. I remember you was asking about something. I forgot it. You gotta remind me. I'll be having 1,001 things on my mind.
So the next one, all right, 40 or actually
50. They didn't show favor to the young or the old.
Verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance.
Right, a fierce countenance, man. When Christopher Columbus said he got off them ships and seen how peaceable and how nice the so-called natives were, he said, I took some of them by force on the first day. He got off them ships and wasn't even thinking about Thanksgiving, so-called Thanksgiving, like they say, you know what I'm talking about, right? That he was thinking about murdering and riches and war in his heart, boy. Hold that. Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah. Pull up Psalms 55 and 21. You good? He good?
Well, right here.
Yeah.
Hold it.
All right, no sweat, dude. Hey, do you, player?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right. The words of his mouth are smoother than butter, man. You can't trust what these people say. You can't trust what these people say. They're gonna say God loves everybody, but then at the same church that they're telling you God loves everybody, and then those same people are putting burning crosses in front of your house and trying to hang you up on a tree. You know what I mean? They're trying to talk about Christianity. You dig what I'm talking about? Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
But what was in his heart?
War was in his heart.
I'm trying to tell you. They'll stop you with your wife and your kids, and they'll tell you, all right, give me a license and registration. Then you reach for the license and registration, they'll shoot you down, talking about we thought he was reaching for a gun. That's what they did to Philando Castillo. Mike Brown got shot in his underarm because he had his hands up. You know what I mean? When you put your hands up, ain't that a sign of surrendering? He had his hands up and still got murdered. Y'all dig what I'm? Y'all understand that? A fierce countenance. Is there some on there slicker than oil or something like that? Keep going.
His words were softer than oil.
Right. His words were softer than oil. Keep going.
Yet were they drawn swords.
But yet they what?
Drawn swords.
Right. Yet they drawn swords. Freeze. With a gun out. With the gun out. Oh snap! Like you be like, what happened? You feel me? Like straight up. That's what they do. That's what they do. They made peace treaties with the so-called Native Americans, right? Then they broke every single treaty. Over 500 treaties. Over 500 treaties they tried to they made with the Native Americans, right? Over 500 treaties they made with the Native Americans. And they broke every single treaty. Slicker than oil. But then they want to draw swords, man. That's what happens, man. That's a fierce countenance right there. Keep going on 40, yeah, 50.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
They do what?
Shall not regard the person of the old.
Wasn't it like a retirement home or retirement grocery store that Tops was? It was like
older people
that shop there. Because it was like a retirement community.
Yeah. It was a black. So it wasn't the hood. It wasn't the trenches. It was like where the uppity black people, the people like you say.
It was a retirement.
I love everybody.
Yeah.
Cheap, you know.
And it was a retirement community too, like because it was a whole bunch of old people there. It wasn't no whole bunch of young folks. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we go to H.E.B. by the crib. There's a whole bunch of young people in there. Now it was a whole bunch of old folks.
I think the youngest person that he killed was like 40.
You know what I'm talking about? I call that old.
Yeah, that's old.
I call that old. You feel me?
Not old.
They not ready for war no more. They tired of fighting. If they've been a warrior since they was 20 years old, by the time they hit 40, that's 20 years of war. They like, well, I just want to rest. That's when they start doing old folks stuff like sitting on the porch and drinking wine and listening to the ball game on the radio. Go ahead.
Nor show favor to the young.
Wasn't all them kids out there in Uvalde, Texas? They was kids at the elementary school. You know what I mean? Y'all remember Sandy Hook Elementary School? The guy that he went in there and murdered everybody because he said his grandma used to work there or something like that. Sandy Hook, it was in Florida.
Yeah.
Thought it was in like New York or something. It was in Florida.
I think so. I know what you're talking about. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. I remember that. I was young. Yeah, man. You don't care if they're young. I don't care if they old.
So you was the one who took a bomb in there and blew them all up?
Who?
It's like a place where they blew up all.
No, I don't remember that.
Oklahoma.
Oh, that could have been the Oklahoma bomber. I don't know, but
It was in Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yeah, I knew it was up north somewhere.
The Connecticut bomber or something like
Nah, you talking about Oklahoma City bomber.
Yeah, this happened in 2012.
I forgot that dude name. He was a white man. I forgot that dude name. They don't even care about their own people. You feel me? They don't even care about their own people. Go ahead.
Verse 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
And he should do what?
Eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land.
Go to 54, 53. Hold on, I'm getting there with you. I'm getting there with you. 50.
It says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body.
54.
So that the man that is tender among you. Oh.
Yeah.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very, very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his his bosom.
Go start that over again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you,
Right?
so it's just like meaning like the soft man, pretty much.
Yeah, let's keep going. I'm gonna break it down for you. Go ahead.
And very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
Right. So that's what it's talking about. It's gonna be that's tender and delicate. His eye is gonna be evil towards his brother. You know what I mean? And towards his wife, right? And toward the wife of his bosom, right? So you're
talking about the man that like gets hurt, like his feelings hurt a lot.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna be treating his brother like he's not his brother. You know what I mean? He's gonna be treating his brother like it's not his brother. He's gonna be treating his wife like his wife is gonna say something, and instead of him handling it like a man, he's gonna get emotional and slap her and punch her and get emotional and do emotional things.
Like Will Smith.
Yeah, like Will Smith. Excellent, brother. That was excellent. You feel me? Go ahead.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
The bosom.
Or bosom.
Right, towards the wife of his bosom, towards his wife. He's going to be doing hurtful things and evil things towards his wife because he's so effeminate and he's so emotional. You know what I mean? That's why I told you keep your composure. You know what I'm talking about? Don't be emotional. Because that's what they teach us in the world. They teach us in the world to be emotional. When something happens, you get emotional and throw a temper tantrum. Did I say it right? Temper tantrum? You know what I mean? Like a child, like a woman. You know what I mean? Start throwing things. That's what women do. That's what children do. You can't act like that because you're a soldier. And you're a soldier for Christ. You're a man, an ambassador to God. You know what I mean? People find the Most High through you. They find the right and wrong through you. So you can't be out there acting all emotional and all. You know what I mean? Can't be doing that. Keep going.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right? So the remnant of his children says he shall leave. How many of y'all grew up without a father? Me too. You like the only one that grew up with a father. You know what I'm talking about? I grew up without a father. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? Dig? You dig? We grew up without parents. That's a hard nose. That's not a hard nosed nigga, but that's an emotional man right there. And then most of these men now that are emotional, they touch their children inappropriately. You feel me? You touch your son, but you was holding them and like trying. You feel me? Trying to hold him and put a bottle in his mouth, bro. Chill. These men be trying to touch. They touch their children inappropriately. Child molestation, things like that. You know how many people are child molesters? You know how many uncles touch their touch their nieces and nephews?
heard about last year? They trying to make they start doing the motion. They trying to join the LGBTQ community. The pedophiles. Yeah, the pedophiles trying to join. They're trying to say it's a sex.
It's a yeah.
Sexuality.
Hey, let me get another one of these what's the names. No, you sit there. Keep going. Which is children which he shall leave. You feel me? I know brothers in the U.P.K. that still ain't left their children. It's just the women that they baby mamas that they be dealing with are really dragons, fire breathing dragons. You know what I'm talking about? Just one. You know what I mean? That the brothers, and then so they won't put like the women put the men on child support and everything, and they won't let them see their kids and all that. That the brothers got to go file for custody. You feel me? Get the custody of their children. Yeah, get the custody of them they get the custody of their children to themselves, right? And then they still let the mother come see the babies because we're not like that. We're not emotional. We don't make emotional decisions like women do. You know what I'm talking about? We tell them whenever you want to see your children, just let me know. You can come see them, come get them. You know what I mean? Because they're your children too, and they need them. They need their mother. You know what I'm talking about? Because we're not emotional. But women are emotional, so they'll take that child and use that child against you because you don't want to be with them. You dig what I'm saying? Because she went off and had sex with another man, and you was like F that, and you left her. You know what I'm talking about? You was like F that. You slept with another man. Bye. You feel me? So they took their children away from you like it was your fault that they slept with another man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But we're not emotional like that, so it's important that we don't be emotional like that. You know what I mean? Unless the mother puts the child in danger, you should let that child see that mother. You know what I mean? Because they need a mother in their life, just like they need you in their life. They need a mother in their life also. I'm just something for y'all to think about. Go ahead.
Verse 55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat.
Right, keep going.
Because he hath nothing left him in the siege.
Go ahead.
And in the straightness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
That's talking about when we're at siege. That's talking about when we have our own country, we're at siege and stuff like that. There was times in the Bible where we ate our children. Literally. Yeah, we were at siege though. We were stuck inside of the walls of Jerusalem for weeks and weeks. Food had ran out and all that. It happens. It happens. You feel me? But that's a curse.
So like how we're having a famine right now.
Mm-hmm. We're not gonna do that though. We're not gonna do that though. You see all the food we're stocking up. I got a pantry full of food. We got food over here. We got waters. And Officer Dawid got food in his crib. Waters. We stocking up. We won't have that happen. You feel me? We won't have that happen. And we're gonna do another store run or another run and stock up some more stuff either in the next month or so. We're not gonna have that. We're making preparations for that because we got the orders to. Because Commanding General Yohana sent down the orders to do that, and we've been doing it. You dig what I'm saying? Because we ain't got no time for play. No time for games. Right? You got your orders on what you need to get stuff, right? And you're gonna start working on your stuff, right? You know what I'm talking about? So when we get out, so when they go down for us, we gonna be ready. We gonna be ready. All right. Keep going. 56.
Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness.
Right. What are women supposed to be tender and delicate? They're supposed to be tender and delicate. They're not supposed to be walking doom, 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 heavy-footed heifers. They're not supposed to be heavy-footed heifers. They're supposed to glide across the room like a lady. You know what I'm talking about? I know you've seen those old movies where the women be at a ball or something, and they look like they're gliding across the room because they're walking so nice and soft and you know what I mean, gracious. Now these women at the club be doom, you know what I mean, with the hip dance and all that extra. You know what I'm talking about? Heavy-footed heifers. I was finna say the other word, but they heavy-footed heifers. You know what I'm talking about? These women, the women back in the day, they didn't even want to put their feet on the ground. It was looking like, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all ever seen them old movies where the brother be walking with a lady and it's a puddle or something, and he'd take off his jacket and put the puddle down, put the jacket over the puddle so the lady won't get her feet wet or something like that. That's how we used to treat our women. That's how brothers in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge treat their women. Like princesses. You know what I'm talking about? Like princesses. You need to hear this most of all.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
No, they treat their women like princesses. You know what I'm talking about? There's nothing wrong with helping your woman out. She go to work all the time. She go to work, whatever. You feel me? You get off early. The dishes need to be done. There's nothing wrong with doing the dishes, cleaning up around the crib. You know what I'm talking about? There's nothing wrong with it. Cooking a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Captain, I like to cook. I like to cook. You feel me? We'll make some smothered chicken in the heartbeat. You know what I'm talking about? With some Brussels sprouts, over some rice, with some great boy. We'll do it in a heartbeat. You know, right. Right. You know what I'm talking about? In a heartbeat. You feel me? I'll make some tacos, boy, some enchiladas in a heartbeat. You know what I'm talking about? It's nothing. What chicken Alfredo, boy, be in here have it smell like a restaurant. Real talk. Real talk.
So like would this be too much of a simp? Like whenever like making her bath and everything, and like getting her clothes ready for like her pajamas when she gets home. Too much of a simp.
No, you ain't gotta be too much. If that's how you want to please your woman, you know what I'm talking about? Do it. I know brothers that's strong, tough, rough, rugged soldiers that sing to their woman. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's your woman. You're supposed to treat your woman like that. You're supposed to treat your woman with you know what I mean, like a princess. You're supposed to, you know what I mean? But you see, you just be doing too much. I don't know though. You know what I'm talking about? She can run her own bath water. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. But if you want to run your woman's bath water, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, no sweat. Babe made a bath for you. Maybe she stink. I don't know. And you didn't want to tell her, hey, babe, you stink. Maybe you want to go be like, you know what? I'm gonna run her bath water. Maybe I run you some bath water. Can't nobody get mad about that, right? Right? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe you just care about her feelings. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to. That's what a husband does. A husband cares about his wife's feelings. You know what I mean? As long as she ain't bringing no Christmas tree and no pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, and no hot girl summers and all that in your crib. Hey, you want to run her bathwater? Run her bathwater. Treat her like a princess. Open the car door for her. Open up a door for her. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, you know what I'm talking about? There you go, sis. You feel me? Oh, thank you. No sweat. You know what I'm talking about? What's wrong? Is there something wrong with that? Would you scared just let other brothers see you treat your woman like a woman? You know what I'm talking about? If you do all that, she better say con out of one con. You know what I'm talking about? She do all that, yes. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, my lord. You feel me? Gotta do what you say. Don't reward her for bad behavior. Yeah, you understand? All right, no sweat. Go ahead. Actually, I need to teach a women's class for y'all. I see that now. Go ahead.
Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Her bosom.
Bosom,
Right. Nah, that's not talking about the delicate woman. That's talking about the curse of a woman. They're gonna be her eyes gonna be evil towards her husband. How does women eyes be evil towards her husbands? Hot girl summers. What else?
Looking at other men.
Oh, that's perfect. What else? Come on, man. Come on. There's plenty of ways women can be evil towards her husband. Twerking on Facebook for the whole world to see.
Going up to the club with their friends, talking about her man, like, behind his back.
In bad ways, okay.
Not cooking.
I mean, if that's what you require, you should say not listening to her husband.
Not listening to her.
I was gonna say, you know how like girls be like always arguing with their man and call them, you know what, dude, and like arguing with like, you know what, like, I don't want to say any bad words, but like,
like a heifer.
Come on.
Oh, I like that. Or a dragon.
Dragon.
Fire breathing dragon.
Oh, that one unstable creature.
Unstable creature. Give that brother a hand, man. He said unstable creature. Yeah. You in there insinuating? What'd you call it? Insinuating? You know what? Go ahead, bro. What about kicking the man out? Every week. I used to deal with that. I got kicked out every week. Every Friday I got kicked out. Every Saturday I got a phone call. You know what I'm talking about? What you doing? Don't worry about it. You know what I'm talking about? I used to be an angry mofo. But I deserved to be angry, kicking me out every Friday. And they call me on Saturday. What are you doing? Don't worry about it. Where are you at? Don't worry about where I'm at. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? Don't worry about where I'm at. I'm at where I'm at, and I bees where I bees. You know what I'm talking about? Like, for real. Like, how you know what I mean? You know I'm at camp. You know what I mean? You know I'm in Houston at camp. You know there's class tomorrow. Just because you kick me out does not mean I'm not going to serve the Lord. Duh. Stupid. That's why we want to tell them. You feel me? Like 6'9", stupid. You know what I'm talking about? I swear I be want to, but I got to be more seasoned. You feel me?
She will kick you out of your own house?
Yep. But I made the mistake of not putting my name on the lease. So I had to do that. I had to deal with that. It won't happen no more. You know what I'm talking about? Never again. You feel me? But I had to deal with that. I did the stupid mistake of moving in with the woman at her crib with my name not being on the lease and you know what I mean? So, but hey, you learn, you live, you learn. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead.
And toward her son.
Uh-huh.
And toward her daughter.
That's how they're evil towards their son and their daughter. That's how they're evil towards their son and their daughter, by kicking their husband out of the house. Kicking the men out the house, and the men not being around to discipline those kids. They're robbing those kids of having discipline in their home. Right? What about bringing other men into that house? And the children seeing that. That's being evil towards their children. And these women now abuse their children, because every time children act up, they go to straight beating and, you know what I mean, whooping children instead of actually talking to them and giving them instruction like they should. You feel me? I told you time and time again not to clean this room up and da-da-da-da-da. Of course she's not going to clean up the room if the house looks a mess. She's just following what you do. You feel me? You don't clean up your house, she's not going to clean up her room.
I think that's I don't know if y'all seen Power,
Mm-hmm.
the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember Ghost was like, dang, where did Tariq learn to lie from? And then it was like, you taught him all along, because you always lied to him. Just lying, lying to other people that catch on there. You teach them that.
I don't want to talk about Power. I want to talk about Power because Ghost is trying to leave the drug game since season 1, and it never happened. They would not let that man leave the drug game. He had a successful club and all that, but every time something happened, he was in jail. You know what I'm talking about? Not nobody else. For their mistake. And that's Tasha's fault, because as soon as when Tariq shot Ghost and Tariq was going to get in trouble for what he did, she did what? She jumped right in there. I shot Ghost, and she went to prison. not worrying about the other little girl. I forgot the other little girl name. She was worried about Tariq grown behind, and not the other little girl. So the other little girl had to go with her. Yes, had to go with her grandma. You know what I'm talking about?
She was drunk. Man.
You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? No, she thinking about Tariq because Tariq want to be grown and kill people and sell drugs and all this extra when he didn't have to do that. He had a great life. He went to a great white school. You know what I'm talking about? Tariq went to a great white school, had video games, fresh food on the table every day, penthouse apartment. You know what I mean? And he want to go the other route. I hate that. I hate that. That's showing kids. That's showing kids all around the world. Well, not all around the world, but that's showing kids everywhere, like all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American kids. You can grow up in the suburbs or away from your people, and then still choose that life and ruin your life when you could have actually changed the world. You could have, you know what I mean?
Well, probably because he learned it from all those white kids, though, too.
No, he learned from people he was around. His dad.
I don't think he learned it from his dad because they kept him away from it. Tasha showed him how to sell drugs, and Kanan came in was worse. Yeah. But Ghost was telling him the whole time, like, you feel me? Stop doing shit. Yeah, whatever his name. I thought that was Kanan.
It was Kanan, but remember they told him that his name was Slim to hide from Ghost that he was hanging out with Kanan.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was long ago. I'm on the new seasons. You feel me? Raising Kanan and all that. You know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right though. Yeah. Yeah, and then when he does something evil, she wants to go right down there and get him out of trouble when he needs to face his mistakes like a man. But she's not a man, so she can't teach him how to be a man. You know what I mean? The Most High is a great teacher of how to be a man. We're going over curses right now, and he's telling you that if you don't listen to what I say, you're going to go under curses. You're going to have to reap your judgments. Yeah, for your iniquities, you're going to have to reap your judgments. That's what a grown-up does. A grown-up makes a mistake, and he has to reap that judgment of making that mistake. You know what I'm talking about? Women don't do that. Women make a mistake and they want to kill it. You feel me? They don't take self-accountability. They're like children. I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. What you mean it wasn't your fault? You had to open your legs. So it's not your fault that you're pregnant? Did he rape you? No. Then what happened? We had sex, but it wasn't my fault. I was drunk. And then they do it 3-4 more times with different men. Then they have the same excuse. I was drunk. Stop getting drunk around men. Stop getting drunk, period. Stop drinking. You know what I'm talking about? Like, but no, they just then after they get pregnant, they want to go kill it. They want to go kill the baby. What somebody else saying? They saying something on there?
Oh, she said, Keisha said talking down.
Okay, that's another way. That's another way they're evil towards their husband. Talking down on their husband? Yes. Especially because women got this bad by going to other men talking about their husband and their relationship, and they going to other women talking about their relationship, their husband. The women got that bad. Yeah, men just go get counsel. You know what I'm talking about? Get on the phone. Slacky, sir. I need to talk. You feel me? You feel me? What's going on? This broad. Oh, Slacky. So like this woman. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? This heifer. Like you just be wondering, like, you feel me? This dragon lady. This unstable creature. Let's keep going. 57.
Verse 57. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet.
Well, who comes out? Talking about her children, right? All right.
And toward her children which she shall bear.
Right. Go ahead.
For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straightness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates.
Okay, keep going. 58. What time is it? 41.
Keep on.
Go to 59. I just want to finish the curses.
Verse 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues,
Right.
and of long continuance.
Right. So he's gonna make the plagues worse, and then he's gonna make the plagues on your seed even worser. Is that a word? Worse a word? Worse is not a word, but y'all know what I mean. He's gonna make the seed. He gonna make the curses that come on your seed even worser and more terrible. Yeah. What you see nowadays? What you see nowadays? Early, we used to be addicted to cocaine, crack, and all that, and you know what I mean. But nowadays, these kids, they are Martians at the age of 13. And when I say Martians, I mean they're on pills, weed, lean, having sex. You know what I mean? They be robbing people, selling drugs, all types of things. You know what I mean? When I was 13, my mom was trying to keep me away from that shit.
When I was in school, I knew a kid who did like it was Xanax. What do you call it? Like it was Xanax.
Been there, did that. Been there.
But some kids they have before they have anxiety.
Kids
they abuse it though, but it's still a drug. It's like just like they say,
I know.
The biggest drug dealer is the pharmaceutical company selling people opioids and stuff like that.
I know, but them kids ain't got no problems, man.
He was one kid.
Them kids don't be having no problems. You're 13.
I can see if you.
I can see. I know because they don't want to address the problems of the situation, what's really going on. So they be like, "Oh, you having panic attacks? You know what I mean? You have anxiety. Give them something like when I was in school, ADHD or ADD or something, and they was giving kids Ritalin and Adderall and things like that. Everybody was they was telling everybody had ADHD. Meanwhile, we was just bored in school. Oh, I didn't know that. See,
they told me I had ADHD.
You were just born in school. You were just bored in school because you were learning white people history. You was reading in the history books and learning that your forefathers, right? Your founding fathers are Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, Benjamin Franklin. Those are your founding fathers. You be like, no, they're not. You know what I'm talking about? My people were slaves. They're like, no, they wasn't. They were servants. They got paid for their work. They were transatlantic migration. That's what they called it.
They were giving me these pills for it too, and I wouldn't eat for like the whole day. I'd be like,
yeah, you'll be a zombie. That's what Ritalin.
That's what Ritalin does.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I know. Watch that Cat Williams
shit. It's just because it's like they don't want to deal with the problem of them putting you in slavery and them putting you at the bottom and them doing all this, so they just give you medicine to dope you up. It's no different than them putting crack and cocaine and heroin in our communities. It's no different. Now they just starting you off early and giving it to you at school. Telling your parents that you need Ritalin and that you're ADHD because you can't sit down in class. Well, of course I can't sit down in class. I don't want to listen to these lies. Everything in your spirit is telling you that that's a lie. Christopher Columbus discovered America, but you got Native American partners. You know what I'm saying? Like, why they call you a Native American if Christopher Columbus discovered America? Because my people were here first, and they'll tell you like, but then why they say Christopher Columbus discovered America? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're sitting there, do you know what they're telling you is BS? You know it. You're sitting there, you know it. So you can't listen to it. You're like, man, these lies, stupid ass. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And then you could tell them the right situation or what happened with the teachers, right? And they're gonna tell you the same thing. They're gonna send you to the office for being disruptive. What do you mean I'm disruptive? All I did was tell them the truth. And like, you feel me? Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. All I did was tell them the truth. But since it's something contrary to what they wanted you to know, they have a problem with it. You had something to say?
I was gonna say like they be telling these lies, but like we end up starting to believe them because like we don't know what is it. Like, we get confused on what the actual truth is.
Right, and then you actually start believing that BS.
Well, the school is a form of
Indoctrination.
Yeah, it just gets run.
Because you don't know, and just like it was a dude that did a study, and he said, okay, just like Dax. So right now, Dax and with me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't learn anything from me right now because he's a baby. Now, when he turned 5, guess what? When they start remembering stuff, we gotta ship them off to school because then you can go to jail if they're not in some type of education. And for 8 hours a day,
they get indoctrinated.
He's getting indoctrinated. He see us for 3 hours, go to bed, wake up the next day, do the same thing. Weekend, summer holidays. So from 5 to 18, probably when you graduate, 18, 17, they barely even learning anything from you. They're learning from the teachers and they learning from their peers.
That's why it's important to have black schools. But you can thank Martin Luther King. He wanted to integrate them schools because he liked white women. So your children had to suffer because Martin Luther King wanted to have sex with white women. Damn. That's what we living in. That's what we're living in. And if you're a black single mother, forget about it. Because you're working, you send them off to school, right? Then you go to work and you're at work all day. When they get out of school, they go to an after school program that indoctrinate them more. Good night. Good night. I have arguments all the time with my kid's mother about this. You know what I'm talking about? To the point where I'd be like, all right, no sweat. Well, when something happens and she turns 15 and gets pregnant, don't call me. You know, you feel me? Don't call me. You know what I'm talking about? Look what your daughter did. Man, ain't been my daughter for past 10 years. You know, you feel me? You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? I have more children now. Like, you feel me? I have children. I have more children now that I'm in charge of. That, you know what I mean? So you raised that. Remember that. You raised it, not me. You know what I'm talking about? You raised that thing, not me. You feel me? You wouldn't let me put the baby in class with us right here. You know what I'm talking about? So she can be in here around other women, around women that respect themselves. Hey, don't get me started. Jump down to 64, because we got 10 minutes and I want to.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Right, and the Lord shall do what?
Shall scatter thee among all people.
The Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Did that happen? Did he scatter us among all people? We've been getting scattered since the first people came. The Syrians came and took us into captivity away from our land. And then after that, the Babylonians came and scattered us all the way. You feel me? Then the Greeks came and scattered us even more. Then Rome came and scattered us to Rome. Then they came and put an end to Israel. Then we scattered even more. You know what I'm talking about? Then during the transatlantic slave trade and the sub-Saharan slave trade. You ever heard of the sub-Saharan slave trade? The sub-Saharan slave trade is was before the transatlantic slave trade, and the Arabs was taking us all the way to China on the Silk Road. Yeah, you know what I mean? They were taking us all the way to China on the Silk Road. Then the transatlantic slave trade came, and they started taking us all over the earth on slave ships. Scattered us all over the earth. All over the earth. Why? Because you're the greatest thing on the planet. Because you're the greatest thing on the planet. And you broke that covenant with the Most High, and you broke that covenant with the Most High. You know what I mean? We broke that covenant with the Most High, and the Most High gave us judgments. He judged us. He was like, all right, y'all don't want to do it. I'm going to take my name away from y'all. I'm going to let another nation come upon y'all. Y'all going to serve them in hunger, thirst, and want of all things. You feel me? And by golly, it happened. And no other nation on this planet has that happened to. Y'all good with history? Mm-hmm. Has it happened to anybody else? No. Has not happened to nobody else. That transatlantic slave trade, it was something fierce. And it hasn't happened to nobody else on this planet. Nobody. Like, until this day, we're the only people that serve our. If we want toilet paper, we have to go to our enemies for toilet paper. Something that's simple to wipe your behind with after using the restroom. We have to go to the other nations. Yikes. We were just talking about how Arabs, that shirt was made in Pakistan. Arab sold Arab clothing at an Arab store. Where do they sell black clothing at a black store? I'll wait. They don't.
If they do, it's not open.
They don't. It's not. It's not open long. Hey.
It's crazy. It's like one of my good friends that played in NFL. He got cut and he opened up a restaurant in Dallas. Probably was open for about a year. So.
And there's probably some good food there and everything. He just didn't know how to run a restaurant. Mm-hmm. That's why when you open a restaurant, you have to have a kitchen manager and a manager. Somebody that knows how to serve people, and then somebody that knows how to cook and know how to make food and do the food part of it, the managing of the food part. You know what I mean? So most restaurants that survive, having a restaurant is a hard business anyway. A lot of restaurants don't make it because restaurants they lose money. You know what I mean? But a lot of restaurants that survive and that make money, they have a kitchen manager and they have a manager for the front. And usually a man will he'll be like the overseer of the kitchen of the restaurant, like the cooking part, and then his wife would be the overseer of like the servers and the management part and the bar and part and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that way they can concentrate on their own part of the restaurant, their own part of the what can I say? Their own part of the business that they cater to. Because if you are a chef, you really don't know about what's going on in the front, or you really don't even care about the service that's going on in the front. You don't. You worried about cooking the food, making new plates, making sure that you don't lose money on the food. You know what I mean? When I because I went to culinary school, so when I was in the kitchen, I used to manage a kitchen, and I used to try to make my plates $2 to $5. You know what I mean? So when I make a plate or trying to make a new plate, it'd be $2 to $5, and then we'll sell it for $10. You know what I mean? Because if you don't do that, you can easily. That's why everything in the restaurant is portioned. Because you can easily give. I don't want like if you make noodles, right? Pastas, right? You make pastas and everybody gets 5 ounces of noodles. 5 ounces of noodles cost this much amount. Everybody gets if instead of putting 5 ounces of noodles on that plate, if everybody that orders that plate gets 6 ounces of noodles, you're gonna lose money in the end. You're gonna lose money at the end of the day. Because if 100 people come in and order those noodles, and then five it's supposed to be 5 ounces, everybody gets 6. You know what I'm talking about? Eventually, that you're gonna be serving 6 extra plates, 7 extra plates of noodles. You know what I mean? You can be like, why are we running out of so much noodles? Because somebody's giving extra noodles. You dig what I'm saying? You gotta have a business mind for it. You can't just jump out of. You can't be playing football your whole life. You feel me? Working on football your whole life, then you get cut from the team and just now I'm gonna open a restaurant. You have to know that people go to school for this shit. I mean, Slakia. People go to school for this stuff. People go to school for business administration. You know what I mean? People go to school to learn how to run restaurants, learn how to run businesses, learn about supply and demand. So you just can't jump in, and that's what black people do all the time. Black people do all the time. Oh, I'm good at this, so I'm gonna open a business about it. They don't know nothing about supply and demand, and they end up losing money. And now they quit their job, making this amount of money a year to do this, and now this is failing. You feel me? But they own a business though. And everybody, so you just quit your job making this much money to go into this to not make money. Now you don't make now you ain't making jack. It makes no sense. I know a lot of people that do that. I know a lot of people that do that. And then when they start making money on the business, they feel like they're gonna make money forever. So then they get the money, and now they taking trips and spending buying brand new Balenciaga shoes cost $1,000 and makes no sense. That's why nightclubs don't last. Like you said, right? Your homeboy that had the nightclub, he didn't know how to keep the money and put the money back into the business and make it work for him. Yeah. So he was just start spending money, and eventually he just couldn't afford it no more.
I was gonna say, like, so like buffets.
Mm-hmm.
How do those work? Like, do they you think they lose a lot of money probably because of the food? Like,
half of that shit ain't even food. At buffets, half of that ain't even food. But at buffets, they do cheap stuff. They do cheap stuff. They probably don't even sell chicken wings no more at buffets because chicken wings are they're so expensive now. Yeah, but they're not selling chicken wings no more. And if they do, everything went up anyway. So it's like that's why they do like $12.99 a person. All you can eat. I've seen them kick people out of buffets because they was eating so much. They're like, you can't come back. You can't come back here. Yeah, but most of that stuff ain't even food. That'd be rats and shit like that at the buffets.
And I be seeing too, like a lot of people don't even eat that much. Like I remember we used to love to go to talking about all the stuff we eat, be done after one place.
Yep.
So we got so much of just different, just crap.
Hey, brother, well, not me, brother. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? We gonna get it in. You dig what I'm talking about? We gonna get it in. You dig what I'm talking about? All right, let's keep going on 64.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other.
Right. So you went from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. Same thing with my Hispanic brothers. They started. Well, my Hispanic brothers went on slave ships first. Before black people did, my Hispanic brothers and Native American brothers went on slave ships first. Am I right? Yeah, you read the book, right? With me, Black Indians. All right, so I don't need to pull it out. Go ahead.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Wherever we landed at, we shall serve other gods. Right? You understand that? That's what we do all over the earth. We serve other gods. Whether we're in China, we serve in Buddha. Whether we're in East India, we serve in Shiva, Krishna, whatever. You know what I mean? If we in Africa, we serve African deities, Anubis and Isis and Ra. If we in the Middle East, we serving Muhammad. You know what I'm talking about? Christianity. We doing all that. Keep going.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right, because our forefathers didn't know these things. Our forefathers wasn't doing these things. Abraham was a hard-nosed. Abraham left his father's house and his mother's house because a voice told him to. Yeah, no, I'm gonna let that sink into you. I'm gonna let that sink in. You left your mother and your father's house because a voice told you to. I don't know if it was in his head or if it really was, you know what I mean, a voice. But a voice told him to leave his mother's and father's house, and he did it. That's faith. You gonna do that? If a voice told you to leave right now and never go back home to your wife, take your son, are you gonna do it? Right.
Now there's a voice in my head now, but if it's a voice coming from out here, I'm like,
a voice coming from out here where? It's in your head.
No, if it's in my head.
It's in your heart.
Oh, just stop it. Stop it.
What you mean now?
You feel me?
God.
You just walking outside and you hear some voices like you just by yourself like, did I just hear that? How you know if it's out there or if it's in your head?
You're right. Oh, shoot. I don't know.
That's what happened with Abraham. He was like, okay, weird. You know what I'm talking about? Started and dipped off. Left his mother and his father's house. That's faith right there. That's faith. That's faith. You know what I'm talking about? But they didn't know this. Isaac, he didn't know it. He didn't know these other gods. Jacob wrestled the angel. He didn't know these gods. He didn't know these other gods. He didn't know them. He was like, what? You know what I'm talking about? The God of my fathers. You know what I'm talking about? The God of Abraham, Isaac. You know what I mean? My fathers. What are y'all talking about? Like, you feel me?
So things were so much harder back then for them because like they didn't have all this stuff that we have now. Like,
Yeah, they couldn't log on and teach and listen. They couldn't log on and listen to class.
they had to like just.
How they learned it, their fathers had to teach them.
Oh, that's a thing.
Their fathers had to teach them.
They had to keep it in their mind, or they.
Yeah, it was an oral tradition, and then when Moses came, it became a written tradition for a nation. But it was just an oral tradition. You know what I mean? You understand that oral tradition? You understand that? How the sacrifices and stuff like that. It was just some we showed our sons from younglings. You feel me? Then when they got of age, it was all right. Like they learned how to sacrifice and what to sacrifice and who you know what I mean? All right. Go ahead.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known,
Right.
even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone. What's made out of wood that people worship? That
Like that. What were those gods? Or like what's that called?
The crucifix.
yeah, the Christian cross. My guy. You see how simple that is?
Kind of common.
What about stone?
Buddha. Well, I don't know the names of them. Rock.
And what about that dumb rock in Mecca? Y'all ain't got no name for me? Y'all got to know these things. A Kaaba stone. Y'all got to know these things. They worship that thing, circle that thing 7 times, and they bow down and kiss to it. And they say if it's a meteorite that fell from heaven, so they call it. They said it came from God. So everything falls out of the skies from the Most High. Oh, all right. Going with that nonsense. You feel me? It's a meteorite. A rock, a dumb rock. It can't hurt you. Can it? Can it help you? That cross, can it hurt you? That cross, can it hurt you?
Depends.
What do you mean it depends? It can't hurt you. When can it help you? I used to be at the church and I used to see them bow down in front of the cross or whatever. And they got Caesar Borgia on it. They used to bow down and pray before they have a sermon. Before church, I used to watch them like, what the hell they, you know what I mean? They used to bow down and pray. I'm like, maybe that's what we should do. You know what I'm talking about? I was thinking like, nah, you feel me? Like, nah, like, you feel me? I understand praying and stuff like that. Why they bowing down and praying to that? You dig what I'm talking about? Like, you feel me? That's an idol. That's an idol to that God. And we shouldn't worship idols. Right? Right? We shouldn't worship idols. You know what I'm talking about? The Most High said not to worship idols. Hell. If he told you not to worship idols, it'd be hard to worship anything. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? I don't know. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know, sir. Salakia, sir. I don't know. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm talking about? The Most High said don't worship that or anything. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, sir. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even like to bend down and tie my shoe. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? I put my shoe up on something and tie it. I don't even like to bend down and tie my shoe. Real talk. Real talk, real. Shh. A she. Jump down to 68, dog. We're gonna end it on this scripture. You got the what's names ready? Right here. Verse 68. Ooh-wee. You ever heard of slave ships in the Bible? Oh yeah, I brought it up for you, right? That they use it. You ever heard of slave ships in the Bible? All right, well.
Oh, you talking about Constance?
Yeah. You give me Exodus 20 and 2. Go ahead.
This is the verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Start that over.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Start at Egypt again.
Egypt again.
Stop. What is Egypt? Because we know that in the Bible, the Egyptians are not really Egyptians. They're Mizraimians or something like that. Mizraimians. Right? Matazarian they're from Mizraim. Matazarians in the Hebrew, right? That's who the Egyptians are. Egyptians are from Mizraim. They're Mizraim. That's who they descend from.
So like white.
No, they're Africans. They dark skinned. But the real name is Mizraim. Egypt is just a
place.
No, Egypt is just a translation from Hebrew and Greek. Egypt is a Greek word. That's what that place is called over there. It's a Greek word because Greeks took it over at one point in time and changed everything. You know what I'm talking about? So why is it called Egypt? What is Egypt? What is Egypt? What does the word Egypt mean? That's because you just read it. Exodus 20 and 2. Go ahead and read it.
Oh. This is the book of Exodus 20 and 2. I am Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Right. Right. So the land, it says it brought thee out of the land of Egypt, right? Go ahead.
Out of the house of bondage.
So what is Egypt?
The house of bondage.
One more time.
The house of bondage.
Read it.
Oh. Verse?
Yeah.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
All right, the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
Out of the house of bondage.
So what is Egypt?
The house of bondage.
So Egypt is also known as the house of bondage. What's another word for bondage?
Captivity.
Captivity. What's another word for captivity? Slavery. Right? So let's read verse 68 again and replace Egypt with slavery or captivity, whichever one you want to pick.
And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery again with ships.
Slave ships, right there. Who else went into slavery on ships?
Black Hispanics and Native Americans.
Right. Who else went into slavery on ships?
Our Hispanic brothers.
Yeah, but he just said that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But if you really run into a Christian is going to argue down. What about the Irish people? Irish people went on slavery in ships like indentured servants. They came over here as indentured servants and shit and things like that. The Italians also came over here as indentured servants and things like that, right? Right? That's what they're gonna say, right? I'm letting you know right now. They're gonna say Chinese people too, Japanese people too, came over here as indentured servants. They did come over here as indentured servants. Yeah.
They didn't come from the house of bondage.
Yeah, they're gonna say slavery. Indentured servant is slavery and this that. That's what they're gonna say. That's what they're gonna say. Okay. Let's keep reading the verse. That's what they're gonna say. I'm letting you know that right now.
But they didn't come from the house of bondage.
But the house of bondage just means slavery. So they're gonna say that indentured servitude was slavery for the white people in this because they don't want white people to go through anything bad.
But just how you connected it. That's how
I totally feel you, but they're not gonna understand that. They're not gonna understand. They're gonna say Irish people and Scottish people and Italians and Chinese and Japanese. They all came over here as indentured servants. Some fake Israelite groups are gonna say that.
Also, it says
into Egypt again. So
I feel you. See, so you're learning how to cut them. You're learning how to cut them. You're so you're paying attention to what it says. So you can bring all that out. Well, let's keep reading because everything that comes after this did not happen to them. Yeah, they might have came over here as servants, whatever they want to call it, indentured servants, slaves, whatever they want to say. But the rest of this don't pertain to them. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Just like he said it, you're not going to see your homeland again. Where's your homeland?
Israel.
Where's your homeland?
Israel.
All right. All black people think they're from Africa. They don't even want to go back to Israel. They think Israel for white people. They think Jesus is. They think Caesar Borgia is a white man. I mean, they think Jesus is a white man because Caesar Borgia is like it.
Remember that one girl that we were arguing with that thought we were from that we thought we were Africans? She thought we were from Africa.
I wasn't arguing with her. You talking about your friend? I wasn't. We wasn't arguing with her. I just wanted her to show me that I was African, and she couldn't show me that she was African. Show me if I'm African. Show me I'm African. Oh, because I want her to say the slave ships came from Africa. Well, you know, a lot of slave ships came from Europe also.
Yeah, but if we was African, we'd also be worshiping those gods, like he said, the Ra and all them other people. We adopted a religion from the oppressor.
You're absolutely right. But I just wanted. Well, some Africans celebrate. They're Christians. I know a couple of Africans that are Christians, and they read the Bible and pour oil on people's head and stuff. I'll be looking at them like, you don't even understand. You feel me? And I want to cut you so bad, but do your thing, bro. Because when Christ come back, your head gonna roll. You feel me? That's what I be thinking in my mind. Like, you feel me? I'm here for my people. If I have to use them as a tool for my purposes, for my people to know the truth, okay, I will. But I don't have to. Go ahead. So let's keep reading.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Stop.
Right there, you covered.
Irish people.
One sold unto.
But they're not sold, right? No. But they're not sold unto their enemies. White people were sold unto other white people. That's friends. Yeah. We were sold to our enemies. Africans rounded Israelites up and sold us to the white man. That is biblical. That is in the Bible. That is in the Bible. All right. Well, when I said that was in the Bible, I wanted somebody to be like, raise their hand and be like, "Is that really in the Bible?" You know, you feel me? Like, so I can prove it. I can prove it.
I think I've actually seen that scripture where they sold us. And the African. I don't think I've seen. No, because it tells the Africans what their punishment is going to be for selling us, right?
I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is. I just wanted somebody to raise their hand and be like, "Hey, let me see that. Just show me that." But that's another time. That's another time. Let's keep reading. We'll see, but everybody wasn't sold to their enemies, right? But we were sold to our enemies, and we're still in the hands of our enemies right now. That's why Zechariah 11:5 says, "Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty," because they possess us. You feel me? I'm right. No sweat. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead.
For bondmen,
for slave men,
and bondwomen,
and slave women. We were sold to our enemies for slave men and slave women. Did that happen? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? On all the auction blocks on Black Wall, on Wall Street, Charleston, South Carolina, or is it North Carolina? Greenville, Mississippi, all up and down the East Coast, we were sold. I got a great big nigga, nice teeth, good teeth. He's good for breeding. You know what I'm talking about? Got here $1, $2, sold to the rich white man. Picnics, pick a nigga. That's where the word picnic come from. People used to gather together, bring food and all that, and they used to pick niggas. Pick a nigga, picnic. I can actually say that in class because that's what it comes from. Pick a nigga, picnic.
And then also with how you can kill them with them saying that it's the Irish people is just like they weren't slaves. They weren't slaves. They were indentured servants.
Yeah, but they're gonna think that's a slave.
But that's
A
totally
Christian
different. Just like you can tell a yoke of iron.
Yeah, exactly.
Yoke of iron. Did they have yoke of iron around them?
You're exactly right. But a black Christian is a white man. Okay? A black Christian woman is a white woman. So they're gonna think indentured servant that Irish people were treated so horribly because they love white people so much that they don't want nothing bad to happen to white people. Think about when we getting our boots kissed, right? The only people that come up and have a problem with it are black people, Hispanic people. We go out there, we tell black people and Hispanic people that to stop, put down the drugs, and don't do that, and don't do this because the Lord said don't do that, and we should come together and stop murdering each other. And black people have a problem with us telling other black people to stop murdering each other.
So they way off. They can never be. Can I give you the definition of indentured?
I know exactly what indentured servant is. I know exactly, bro. I'm just gonna tell you what they're gonna say. I'm just telling you how they're gonna. I'm just telling you they're gonna fight so hard for that for white people to be enslaved, for white people to be was in slavery. They're gonna fight so well. Black people weren't the only ones enslaved, and they're gonna fight so hard for it. They're gonna fight so hard for it. So everything that you're doing, do that. Show them the difference.
Do you know what it means?
Go ahead, read it.
Oh, indentured servant, by definition, a person who signs and is bound by indentures to work for another for a specific time, especially in return for payment or travel expense and maintenance.
Right.
So they were not
they're not slaves like this. Yeah, they're indentured servants. And now you know how we know that? Because now Irish people, they run the police, the you know what I mean, police in almost every city in America. Italians, they run all the illegal prostitution, gambling rackets, all that. You know what I mean? That's how we know that. You feel me? But we're the only ones that's still not free. Right? What's up?
So if you were to take them out, you'd take them up with this?
Take who up?
Like people who would be like, also, what about other people who were enslaved too?
Hell yeah. I mean, so like, yes. I'll bust they. Yes. And I'll break it down just like I broke it down right now. Cargo slave ships. We're the only ones that went in cargo slave ships. And then I start bringing out history about the Hispanic brothers who are going into slave ships. I'll start bringing that out. Like, yeah, because they're also going to say, so Hispanics didn't go on slave ships. I'm going to say, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm well versed in history. Give me that book. No, don't give it. I'm telling. Give me that book over there. Give me Black Indian and give me Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. You know what I'm talking about? Give me these books. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we're going to start going into the history of it. Because they don't know about the Santa Maria, the Pinta. They don't know about these slave ship names. Even Hispanics don't know. Because they hide that from them because they don't want us, right? They don't want the black people and Hispanics to come together and understand that we all went in slavery on slave ships. Right. That we're together in this. They don't want us to come together in this. You understand that? All right. And with that, I pass the class over to Trooper I.S.U.P.K. Basically, divide and conquer. We're not pigs, sheep. Keep it over, sheep.
This is the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the word. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18, chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10, means 10th in Hebrew. Masharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
Oh, I got it.
Shema.
Oh, you got it.
Blowing of the trumpets.
Memorial of blowing of the trumpets, Sunday, September 25th, 2022, which you can find in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And that concludes the I.S.U.P.K security announcements.
I'll do the read the kind of concept. Oh, you want to try it?
Okay.
Oh.
I need to pray.
Oh,
You got it? I don't see it.
oh.
Go ahead. Oh, where'd you go? Go ahead.
Oh, you want? Oh, you're not gonna say Elisha or like?
Oh,
Imagine.
my bad with that. Imagine. We was already, everybody was already standing up.
Okay.
We're gonna start trying to face the east. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew.
Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
I.S.U.P.K. Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malatuka.
Malakwika.
Taba'a.
Tabaha.
Ratazayaka.
Ratazayaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'arataza.
Ba'arataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Latanana.
Latananaw.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Ka.
Ka.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakna.
Wasalaknaw.
Kabawathina.
Kabawasinaw.
Kasalakna.
Kasalaknaw.
Kabawathina.
Kabawastinaw.
Walala.
Walala.
Tabaayana.
Kabiyayanaw.
Banasaya 1.
Bonasaya 1.
Abba.
Abal.
Hayashayana.
Hayashayanaw.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wa'ala.
Walala.
Watapara.
Watapara.
Lailamim.
Lawalamim.
Amen.
Aman. Now we're going to do the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father.
Our Father.
Which art in heaven.
Which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our
And
debts.
forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, now we're going to start turning to face the brothers for one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yada Batah. We're going to start turning to face the sisters for one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Alatan Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yada Batah. Class dismissed.
That clap, man. You want to hear us clapping?